Mark with Right Line Trading, and this is our evening newsletter, starting with this disclaimer that all signals or trading opportunities that we provide are for demonstration and educational purposes only. Participating in trading in the markets does involve substantial risk, and it should be understood that a person can lose a substantial amount of money. Always carefully consider your financial position prior to trading. Consult a financial advisor and never risk more than you can afford to lose. Now, what we're looking at right here is a 40-minute chart of Norwegian Cruise Lines. Now, Norwegian just really has never taken off because we have never really put this COVID problem behind us. Just when we think we've got it licked, we come back with something like the Omicron variant, and the forward-looking outlook on the cruise lines become very negative. Now you can see right here that Norwegian formed a double top, and after that it really collapsed from a high of 29.45 to a low of 17.78. Now, what we have here is a very, very low risk, potentially high reward trade. Pfizer and BioNTech have assessed that their vaccine does have activity against the Omicron variant, and also it's becoming pretty clear that this Omicron variant is really very mild in nature. And what we're probably going to be seeing, since there is a natural reservoir of coronavirus in animals, just this constant evolution of new viral variants. But as I had mentioned in a previous newsletter, unlike bacteria, viruses in general, as they evolve, tend to evolve into less virulent forms as they look to escape the body's own immunity by mutating. Those mutations also cost them their virulence. So the disease they cause becomes less severe. The Omicron variant apparently is really a very mild form of the disease and may be extremely beneficial. It's a way of inoculating you with your own innate antibodies, and at the same time coming down with a very, very mild case of, quote, COVID Omicron variant. So it may be ultimately very beneficial in the future. And like I said, we may never see the end to this process as it goes on and on with new strains that ultimately may wind up immunizing the entire population of the United States, ultimately the world, and this virus just essentially mutates itself out of existence. Now, this brings us to Norwegian Cruise Lines, which just happens to be my favorite. I've talked to others who like Carnival or one of the other cruise lines. I just happen to favor Norwegian. Taking an exceedingly long-term position on Norwegian right now and going into 2023, taking a 12-month long leap on Norwegian, I think is an exceedingly low risk, potentially high reward trade. Now, Norwegian is going to be a slow mover, and what I will normally do if I take a leap position on Norwegian is I will buy usually an at-the-money call, and then what I'm going to do is every month sell a call against the position. I know it's not going to make a big leap up or make a major move to the upside, or it's unlikely to. So it may be for 12 straight months, I can sell calls against the call I've purchased. As this incrementally moves up, I'm going to move that call I sell incrementally higher, keeping my delta the same, and being rewarded with, a reasonable amount of money. But if you take that over 12 months and add it all up, it really comes to a tidy sum. Now, if on top of that we get a slow move up on Norwegian Cruise Lines, we wind up with a really, really lucrative trade for essentially what is a very, very small amount of money. So my recommendation for today is, let's see how the week plays out, and going through the holiday, and let's potentially look very seriously at taking a long-term position on Norwegian. If it doesn't move in our direction, we only have a small amount of money at risk, and remember, we're selling calls against the position, so we really have ourselves, we're in a position where if Norwegian goes up, we make money. If Norwegian goes down, we make money. The only way that we can lose just a little bit is if Norwegian makes an abrupt, large move to the upside. That is usually unlikely. Norwegian doesn't make very many 10 to 15% moves up. So we've got ourselves a great setup, and I'm just pointing it out to you, and hopefully you may take advantage of it. And again, I always like to close with that this is an educational service only, and I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.